Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show, presented by Scott K. Nichols and State Farm Insurance. And now, here's your hosts, Brandon Reef and Jonathan Birdsong.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Crossroads Sports Radio episode number 315 on a Wednesday. I'm your host, Brandon Reef, joined as always momentarily from my co-host, Jonathan Birdsong. Susie calls in. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook Live as well, and the Blog Talk Radio. But can't start the show without my co-host, Jonathan Birdsong, who, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you saw social media yesterday, but my man, Jonathan Birdsong here, he turned a milestone birthday. The big 5-0, but I'll tell you this. If you haven't seen what he looks like, you've just been listening to our voices, check out the pages, Twitter, Facebook, all that. Jonathan Birdsong doesn't look a day over 35. JB, happy birthday and welcome.
Man, thanks, man. Brandon Reef, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good sum up, man. I do appreciate it, man. Yes, I am. I can no longer say I'm 40 anything anymore. As of September 10th, yesterday, man, I turned 50. Not to dwell on it too much, man. It's not like it's super depressing or anything like that for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I had some great interactions, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, phone calls, texts, you know what I'm saying? People tagging, you know what I'm saying, me on Facebook or whatever, Twitter as well, you know what I mean? But, no, man, it was just a real great day, man. I sent out a little thank you video, you know what I mean, from the Crossroads Sports East Side studio. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, it's just a really a great day of reflection. And, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying happy birthday, you know what I'm saying, and you just, me, you know, saying thank you and showing them how much I appreciate them, you know what I mean? And, sometimes people, you go down a wormhole with people, right? You know what I'm saying, like stories of like how you met and all that and how, you know what I'm saying, you might have interacted over the years, man. But no, man, real great, another great September 10th, man. Hung out a little bit too long last night, I thought, you know what I'm saying, last night at Coach's Tavern. But man, hung out with a couple friends and, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, man, I didn't do anything yesterday, but kind of catch up on some of the football that I missed from the weekend, man. So, and I know we are football heavy tonight, as basketball is kind of on the back burner unless we're talking a little WNBA. But man, where you want to jump into tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna dive in. We'll go to NFL. We'll start NFL. We've got Tanner joining us at 7:45 this evening, but a couple things. I would be remiss if I did not mention today, September 11th. Obviously, what happened 23 years ago today with the terrorist attacks in the World Trade Center and the Pentagon and Sharpsville, Pennsylvania. It's hard to believe, man. 23 years ago, John. I remember I just got out of taking I-steps. Yeah, I-steps was a thing back then as a sophomore in high school. And we had I-step testing, so that was wild. Just to see and where we're at now, but yeah. So thoughts and prayers still to everybody involved with that. If you get a chance to go to New York City, visit the memorial and the museum. I suggest doing so. We went 2 years ago, and it was definitely something. So, moving on with that. Hey, I put out, John. We've got some stuff, man. I can look into with a rep on the Facebook Live here. The Crossroads Sports Radio hats. They seem like they'd be a hit, man. This is Imperial. Made this hat for me. And it's got the little rope hat, Crossroads Sports Radio logo on it. Doing a little test session to see what people think of it. So if we get enough people to like it, John, we may have to start doing some gear here soon.
Another way to push the brand, another way, you know what I'm saying, for, you know what I'm saying, fan interaction, man. I'm all for it, man. Even though I can't wear no hat. Lord knows my head is too big and my hair is too long. But
we'll get you a scrunchie for your Crossroads Sports scrunchie.
Give me a scrunchie. There we go.
So
branded up.
John, let's go dive right into the NFL. Let's go first off. Last Thursday night's game, season opener, a thriller. Chiefs-Ravens. Chiefs win 27-20. Ravens had a chance to tie it up. John missed it by half a toe. Some say, I saw a meme about if it was Deion Sanders, he would have been in with him missing some toes with the amputation he had on his foot. But Chiefs win, Ravens lose, John. It was tough. Chiefs really didn't play their best game, but it's first opening night. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen there. There's a really good shot these two teams will see each other come January.
Right, and they both kind of walk away. I know the Ravens players kind of got criticism because they haven't beat the Chiefs, and it's kind of a hurdle for them. They need to get over. But it's something that both teams know they got to clean up. On on both sides of the ball. Like you said, it was a very close game, and it just happened to be, man. Like the Kansas City Chiefs, they know how to make the plays, man. So in those type of close games, that's why many of us, including myself, kind of got them maybe three-peating this year. So, but you're right, absolutely. It's not for the Ravens to hold their head. You know what I'm saying? They should still feel confident about the rest of their season. They look like, man, Lamar, he looked amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know. Amazing, John. He missed
hold on.
I'm getting
ready. I know. I'm saying you get into the deeper analytics of the quarterback. Rating. I get that part, man. But I'm talking about the speed. I'm just talking about what they, if they clean up.
Okay.
After they clean up, man. That's what I mean by again. But because if he gets, again, Lamar, it's like clockwork. We know he's gonna throw an interception. Right, at some point, critical point of the game. But if he can clean up, his NFL rating. And I don't know what you thought about them defensively. I know you kind of scout the North Division from being a Steelers fan a little bit better. Man, I don't know if you feel, rock solid about that defense after game one. But again, like I said, I think these are things they confidently they'll clean up. But man, that was a super stellar game, man, and it's up Foler cemented. Patrick Mahomes is. Legendary status, man. He makes plays, and Lamar cannot.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson was 26 of 41, 273 yards and 1 touchdown, no picks, 16 rushing attempts for 122 yards. So you love that, the dual threatness. 90%
right.
rating. You got to clean up the completion percentage. No matter what kind of quarterback you are, you still need to have that higher completion percentage. On the other side, man, you had a chance because the Chiefs did not play their best game. Rushing wise, Pacheco only ran for 45 yards. But I will say this, Xavier Worthy, he's going to be a problem in this league, especially playing with Patrick Mahomes. We saw his jitterbug quickness that he had. Rashee Rice, 7 catches, 103 yards. Whether or not he should be playing in the NFL right now, that's everybody's own opinion, right? Of the offseason that he had with the car crash and all that stuff. But Travis Kelce, slow night, man. 3 catches on 4 targets for 34 yards. So Kelce was pretty out of it. But Patty Mahomes, this is who you want, John, to win games. 20 of 28, 291 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. So they made the Chiefs settle for field goals. Chiefs had 2 field goals in the second quarter. And you're giving yourself a shot there with it. And the Jonathan Birdsong adage is always, folks, what's the thing we always see on Facebook? We always hear from John on here, and we always see on Twitter. What do you do John? You don't chase points. Don't chase points.
No, don't. No.
There's a couple teams that did that this weekend, chasing points. So, Chiefs win 27-20. We'll see where they go next week. I believe Ravens. I can find them on my sheet here. Ravens are at home against the Raiders, and the Chiefs are at home against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. So that is your week 2 for those 2 teams. Kind of going through some other scores, John. Friday night, Mexico Eagles win 34-29 over the Packers. Eagles look mighty. Saquon looks great. I had a fantasy league where I have Jalen Hurts, Saquon, and A.J. Brown. 2 guys in one league and the other guy in the other league. Boy, was I feasting on Friday night going into the weekend. Great to see that. Man, the other side of it, Jordan Love, John, I put in there Jordan Love's going to fuck around and end up being an MVP candidate at the end of the year and end up take the thing. And then he ends up getting himself hurt. I'm still a Jordan Love believer. First game of the year. I know he's out the next 4 to 6 weeks, so that pretty much eliminates my MVP conversation for him because I was about to place a bet after the game until I found out he was hurt. But yeah, tough blow. Malik Willis now is your quarterback for Green Bay as they get the Colts coming to town. So Colts get a little bit of freebie. We'll talk that here shortly with the Colts. But Eagles Packers, your thoughts on that?
No, man, just like kind of what you hinted at, man. Saquon Barkley looked like he's back at Penn State. You know what I'm saying? He looked good. You know what I'm saying? And you know, now he's in a good space where he's not the focal point of the offense. He's a piece, and you can see what you know what I'm saying, what him and Jalen Hurts can do together because like you know they pull linemen away because of their speed and their ability, you know what I'm saying, to hit holes. You know what I'm saying? But like, no, man, that was a great game for them. That was a great game for them, especially with you know what I'm saying, what Dallas kind of put on display there. You know what I'm saying, with their you know what I'm saying, with their Hollywood antics, older. You know what I'm saying, signing Dak to the you know what I'm saying, an hour before. What was something like a couple of hours before the game started? You know what I'm saying, he gives Dak the contract that he's looking for, or whatever. But if you're Philadelphia, you see the Giants and you know you're better than them. And you see the Washington, you know what I'm saying, Commanders, and you know that you're better than them. And you just want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, this new piece that you have, Saquon, you know what I'm saying, can stay healthy for you. Because you like they want to get back to the Super Bowl, right? And you know what I'm saying, a healthy Saquon, you know what I'm saying, can help them do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Next game, Steelers win 18-10, John. It was ruled that Justin Fields was going to be the starter. They held out Russ Wilson.
Damn.
Fields 17-23, 156 yards. We talked about completion percentage, right? 17-23 is not bad.
Right.
Rushing, Najee, 20 carries for 70 yards. Justin Fields, 14 carries, 57 yards. Pickens had 85 yards receiving. Field goal kicking, Steelers. Boswell, money, 6 field goals. And then the defense,
Right.
great as always. 2 sacks, or 1.5 sacks, for TJ Watt, closed out the game. Elliott had an interception, and so did the new guy, Dante Jackson. They got in the trade from Carolina for Deontay Johnson. But Kirk Cousins, Kirk being Kirk, baby, throwing those interceptions. Love to see it. Steelers offense will get right. Yesterday they named they're going ahead that Justin Fields will be the starter this week. People have asked me. I think it's 2 things. I think one, I don't know if Russ is really ready. He acts like he is, but why are you training the week of the game and you're pushing the heavy sleds as a quarterback? That doesn't make 0 sense to me. Why you would be doing that at your age of 35 years old? Don't get that for one. Secondly, maybe it's also the Steelers saying, hey, we kind of like what this young Justin Fields guy can do, and it tailors the offense a little better from Russ. Let's just keep Russ and say, hey, man, we just want you to be okay. We want to make sure you just keep putting it off until you have to kind of put him in. I think it could be a little bit of that.
Well, Brandon, I'm pretty sure Mike Tomlin did not say, hey, how can we beat, you know what I'm saying, how can we win our game over there? We're going to have Boswell kick. How many field goals? 6? and lean on the defense. I'm pretty sure he didn't say that, man. So you have to give credit to the coaching staff and what they kind of schematically put out there. Brandon, like long term, over the course of the season, they still have to be kind of concerned, though. I will say that. I will push back on you a little bit, man, because this is kind of like what we had issues with last year when we didn't have it. It's weird, Brandon, because the Steelers win games, but they're not scoring a whole lot of points. Remember, it was like before they fired whoever the hell they fired, they was averaging like 17 points per contest. For Canada, they was averaging 17 points a game.
They'll be all right.
Here's
the thing, John. You got a full playbook now.
Go ahead.
You got a full playbook for Justin Fields. You got a whole game plan you can put in a week's worth in. You didn't do it 2 days before, right? Or even a day before. Putting the game plan in where Russ might not – because this popped up last Friday that Russ might not be playing. So you have 2 days to put a game plan developed. Now you got a whole week's worth. He's getting first-team reps all week. I think that we found – like I said, my main problem is we do not have we do not have a number 2 wide receiver still. Van Jefferson is not in. I'm sorry. Right now, second league receiver this weekend was Pat Freiermuth. your tight end. So they need people to step up. Calvin Austin needs to step up. Van Jefferson. Roman Wilson is working his way back. If people knew Roman Wilson, he's the rookie third-round pick out of Michigan. Hella catcher, slot player. If he can keep battling his way back in, maybe he can develop as a 2, but he's not a surefire 2. They still got to go out and get that guy. But got the dub. That's what they need. Now they go to Denver this week, John. And this would be the game where Rush should start against his old squad.
Why, you would think. You would think.
I think he gets in.
Get the best.
I do. I think he plays.
Ooh.
Maybe a couple packages.
They're not going to flip-flop.
No, a couple packages where both guys are in.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Brandon. Bo Nix.
Clip it when they do it and send it to you.
Bo Nix didn't necessarily blow it up for him game one of real football. So there's going to be some jitters, and the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to be, they're going to be ready to feast.
Steelers think,
you know what I'm saying?
They battle, they find a way to win. And that's kind of what it does. The defense steps up, they battle, they hang, find a way to win. That was the thing last year, what they did. So I think they'll be fine. Maybe I'm optimistic, but I think the quarterback play will get better. So I'm not poo-pooing on Justin Fields. He's our guy.
No, we just got to get some points on the board, man.
Yeah, we'll get points. We're going to get some points. We'll get some points. Let's go to the next one, John. Colts, Texans. Colts lose 29-27. Let's talk the good and the bad. The good, Anthony Richardson could air that damn ball out. 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 of 19. You got to improve that completion percentage. He's got the deep ball, John, but I don't know if he can sustain and do long drives, Right. I really don't. Alec Pierce pulled up 325 yards and a touchdown. Ashton Doolin, 54 yards and a touchdown. Pittman, quiet. Rushing wise, Jonathan Taylor, quiet, had a touchdown, but defense, secondary, John, didn't improve it in the offseason. It's rearing its ugly head, especially with Juju Brents now out for the year. Yeah.
Yeah. That hurt. And I'm not saying they're gonna, I'm not a Ballard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a plus or minus for Ballard, man. I get it. I can be critical of it though. This is what we can be, because they've been arguing, people debate and say, man, the Colts need this, the Colts need that, and then he would pick another defensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? Instead of picking a quarterback. So he's gonna hang his hat on, Brand. I'm telling you right now, spoiler alert, he's gonna hang his hat on that the injuries depleted this defense.
Can't do that
That's
anymore,
what he's gonna say.
He's done that for the last how many years?
I bet you're going to say it.
God.
I bet you're going to say it.
That's probably the only thing I agree with Dan Dockich on is the fact that Ballard cannot lay it out on injuries again. Every NFL team has injuries. Figure it out.
Well, wait a minute. There's plenty of things we don't agree with Dan Dockich. Matter of fact, man, that fool tweeted me. I got into an argument with him, man. He talking about Stafford.
He messaged you?
He thought Stafford. He was conversating on the show, man, talking about Stafford throws a better. He said nobody throws a prettier ball than Matthew Stafford in the history of the NFL. And I had like, man, nah, wait a minute, man. Did you forget about Peyton Manning in 2004? You know what I'm saying? When he was zipping them, 40. You know what I'm saying? When he first set the record, I get it. Tom Brady broke it 2 years afterwards, something like that. But when he was zipping them, but nah, man, we'll get to that later, man, because Dan Dockich. But nah, man, I like. Hold on, what were we talking about? We were talking about before you went to Dan Dockich. Talking about NFL football. What team were we talking about?
And the defense.
Man, they defense. So listen, man, the defense. He's gonna say that, but they registered 4 sacks, man. But they also gave up a lot of, in the air. You know what I mean? You gave up. You got 4 sacks, but what did the running back should not have? Triple digits. You know what I'm saying? On the ground.
Joe Mixon.
So a lot of
back the clock.
So a lot of missed tackles, right? And the Colts are susceptible in the secondary. This is what they're going to get picked on from here on out for the rest of the season. Can the quarterback? What I look at it like this, Brandon. You're asking a whole lot of this kid who's in his second part of it. He's a rookie, okay? So he's still underneath evaluation. Right? You like it. I like it. Deep ball. But so we're saying an inconsistent quarterback is going to help overcome the defense. Now, see where I'm going now, Brandon? So, like, back in the day, Peyton Manning, they said, oh, man, y'all giving up all – yeah, you got Freeney, yeah, you got Mathis, and y'all getting quarterback smashes, but y'all not getting to the – you know what I'm saying? The running back is killing you. So, like, Peyton Manning had to go there and zip, 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 right? Remember? So, Peyton Manning was good enough to overcome the deficiency of the team. You know what I mean? Not to point fingers, but that's what it was, man. I don't necessarily think this kid right now in his maturity level of his career, he's not good enough to overcome. He gotta like make sure that he slides. He gotta make sure that he hits pierced. He gotta make sure he gets connectivity with the tight ends that he doesn't necessarily have great connectivity with. He gotta make sure he gets the best out of Jonathan Taylor, who you said was like, had an okay day. And like that's a whole lot. And make the playoffs for this particular quarterback. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, Brandon. When I take the positive, I said that's the bad, y'all. The positive, what you take from it is, man, he made it through the entirety of the game. The Colts can move have the ability to move the ball. They're going to be a scoring team so long as he's out there and Taylor's out. You know what I'm saying? So long as they got those offensive players out there, can't have Pittman. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't in a lockout situation, but you can't have Pittman. You know what I'm saying? Giving y'all vanilla numbers. You know what I'm saying? And I get his game one, but like he's the primary receiver on this particular team. Some would say outside of these walls, he's a little overpaid. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he's not a diva like, you know what I'm saying? He's known to be. I come in with my hard hat and do my job. You know what I'm saying? But like your job is to get on the scoreboard. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to, you know what I'm saying, get into our business side so that hey, we can say, hey, well, Pittman was out there trying. You see what I'm saying? So, but again, they got no problem getting in the 20s. You know what I'm saying? What they don't have a problem is closing out games and making sure, you know what I'm saying, close out a tight game. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be hard when you have, like I said,
step up on that last drive, and they didn't do it, John. That's a big
problem. Inconsistent. Well, what's the name? You think they'll fire? They probably fire somebody. It ain't going to be
Bradley. They asked him yesterday at the press conference,
yeah.
Are you in the hot seat? He said, well, if I'm in the hot seat, I'm in the hot seat. It is what it is. But, I mean, at least he answered it, right? I mean, truthfully, shit.
Right.
But
the next coach used to Gus Bradley.
Yeah, exactly. And this team they haven't won a home game. They haven't won a season opener. Sorry. And how many years? 11 years. Now we're at 12.
11 years.
Vic Ballard was your running back. I just don't understand this team. And you knew what you needed to do in the offseason to improve this team, and you did zero effort in doing so. You did zero effort in improving this defense. You run back the clock where you struggled in the secondary, and now you didn't sign anybody. Guess what? Now one of your guys that you think was going to be a player is out for the year, and you still really don't know what you got with this guy because he was hurt last year. He's hurt this year. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And there was guys out there for them to sign. The money doesn't carry over. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody's told Ballard if it's going to his own pocket, but the money don't carry over. You got to spend it, bud. And he's not.
But like, man, I got Colts fans chiming me on Twitter, Three Foolish Men on Twitter, man, talking about they should have kept Stephon Diggs and paid him. I couldn't. I think his number's like $14 million. I don't know. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, they didn't want that to stay, you know what I'm saying, over the long course of that contract. That's why they, you know what I'm saying, to answer, you know what I'm saying, that contract, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, they didn't, you're right, Brandon. They haven't answered, they haven't made any substantial significance as far as their secondary. And again, Brandon's not too crazy about the tight ends. You know what I'm saying? So, no. I don't know. I think the coach, I think the coach will be okay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If you got Anthony Richardson, you got how many fantasy points, right? But like, from a scoring standpoint, they're a competent team, but they got to get their inconsistencies, you know what I'm saying, together.
Yeah, 100%. Around the league, Colts got the Packers this week. We'll talk that real quick. Colts, Packers, you got Malik Willis up there. God dang, you got to get a win this week. If it was a must-win last week, you think this week it has to be, right?
Right.
So no excuses. Colts are 3-point favorites on the road. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. John, I want to talk because we got people watching. Facebook, we'll see you on there. Shout out. Twitter, YouTube, thank you. Bears. They didn't look pretty ugly. That defense bailed them out. Caleb Williams, a little rig shaky start, but we're not jumping off that train yet with the Bears, right?
As far as them, putting up some good quality wins, absolutely, man. They still are. He didn't look terrible. He didn't look like Will Levis or anything like that. Even though his quarterback rating probably, was in the 60s, I think. Caleb Williams. Brandon, I look at it. I look at everybody's season. You look at one. You can't necessarily look at one game and be like, oh man. Again, everybody's gonna clean up what they believe they can clean up, or mask, right? He's got to play better if they're gonna compete for the North Division title. We know that Detroit is prime. Detroit Lions are prime and ready. You know what I'm saying? To kind of take over. You can't rely on what they did in Minnesota. I know Minnesota's won. No, you can't. That's not gonna. That's a mess. For them, you know what I'm saying? For them to they went into MetLife and beat the hell out of the Giants. That's a mess, Brandon. Everybody in the Giants organization getting fired, general manager included. They gave Daniel Jones that money and man. But like I said, Chicago, so they're not necessarily they're gonna be looking up because they're looking behind because Detroit is the better team. You know what I'm saying? But Eberflus's job is to clean up. Offensively, you know what I'm saying, or his staff is, because I know he's defensive mind, right? To clean up, you know what I'm saying, get the rookie looking more like a polished quarterback instead of like a shaky rookie. And like the game one, he looked real shaky. So you're not playing against second and third stringers anymore. You know what I'm saying? You out there and the lights bright, you know what I'm saying? So Brandon, I don't have a lot of his. I don't have these numbers right in front of me. I don't know how many sacks he took this past Sunday, but that's going to be key and critical. You know what I'm saying? Keeping him clean to their success. Obviously, they're always going to be in a dogfight with that defense. They're always going to be kind of like the Steelers. They're going to be 2 sacks there. So don't have to get rid of that ball a little bit quicker. That's what kind of people like Marvel does. You know what I'm saying? He got the ball out quick, but he's going to get the ball out a little quicker, man. You cannot win football games in this league. You know what I'm saying? Tony Dungy tell you. You know what I'm saying? Taking sacks, you got to throw it away. You know what I mean? So, but their defense bailed them out. So, they hang their hats on that, man. They spent their free agency dollars for the last 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? And drafting, you know what I'm saying, defensive players, man. But they addressed their linebackers and corners and all those things, man, where, the neighbors to the east have not. So, man, it's not necessarily, sad times. I don't think you had, I don't think we had I didn't. The Bears winning 12 games, not this year. You know what I'm saying? But being a little flirtatious, you know what I'm saying, stealing some wins here or there in their division and definitely not, you know what I'm saying, putting some teams on notice outside the division. I think that's where the Bears will still be living in, man. But defense bailed them out.
How about them Cowboys, John? 33-17 winners over the Browns. Deshaun Watson.
Are you
finished, ready? Dead, done. While Dak Prescott signs a 4-year, $240 million.
He's done? He's done?
D-U-N. Done.
Damn. All right, man. We'll get the back. I ain't gonna harp on Cleveland, man. They got enough. They got enough. You know what I'm saying? Dumping on them, man. I'll switch over to the Cowboys, man. So we got CD signed, right? We got the quarterback signed, Dak Prescott signed. So what's the next step, Brandon?
Micah Parsons.
We got to get Mike McCarthy signed, man. So will we see that? You know what I'm saying? By game 2 or game 3? Probably not. Probably not. So the Dallas Cowboys look good, man, but they always look good. They, you know what I'm saying? They look dominant on both ends of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Sustainability is their, you know what I'm saying, the one thing their Achilles. Sustaining, you know what I'm saying, their ability to put up a quality football game. Yep. So, nah, man, Dallas should feel real comfortable, but, not that comfortable because, again, Philadelphia is in their same division.
Would you rather have Anthony Richardson as your quarterback or Baker Mayfield? Baker Mayfield, 24-30, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks.
There's people in Cleveland would take Baker Mayfield right now, wouldn't it?
Oh, I bet they would.
Let Baker come back, please. You can kind of, but like Brandon, listen here, man. You can kind of do your own thing in Tampa Bay, and not the expectations from the from at least like media eyes or whatnot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't quote unquote dead yet. I know how many places did he visit in between Cleveland? He was in the L.A.
Yep.
Did he spend the time? Did he take a nap with the? He didn't go to the. No, he never did make it to the Seahawks.
No.
He said he wanted to play for the Seahawks, but he took a nap in L.A. And down in Tampa Bay, man. Yeah, Tampa, man. I think it's a good spot for him, man. Maybe make a Pro Bowl, put up some good numbers, man. He did some. He played some boneheaded, bad tape football games in Cleveland. Let's not be crazy. You know what I'm saying? The confuse. That's the reason why he was ushered out the door. So they wanted to get better. They thought Deshaun Watson was going to be better. At one point, Deshaun Watson was, high mountains better than Baker Mayfield. Today's not that case, man. You know what I mean? Baker Mayfield, like I said, zip him down there in Tampa, man. You got to salute him.
Before we bring D-Cod on, last game I want to talk about, second to last game. Saints 47-10. Are we more of Derek Carr believers, or are we just the Panthers and Bryce Young that were just that shitty and bad?
Man, I don't know. I'm glad D-Cock here because he's going to have to explain what happened to his Alabama quarterback, man. Why can't he play in the NFL?
Bryce Young's trash.
Oh, man.
Worst quarterback in the league. Worst quarterback in the league. Hands down.
He's worse than Malik Willis.
John, his rating was 30. His 30.
And they better – oh, wow.
30.
Wow. All right.
He threw as many touchdowns as we threw.
It's an ugly baby.
And then the last one, your boys, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets went out to San Fran. San Fran put a pounding on them. Man, McCaffrey out. Looks like he's going to be out this week as well. But Rodgers, 13-21, 167 yards. That's it. 1 tutty, 1 pick.
Yeah, the San Francisco 49ers they was on a different level, man. They got different speed. Like if I don't get it, man. How do people just think Aaron Rodgers is gonna be hurt all last year, be older, another year older, and just think that was gonna somehow become magical MVP? You know what I'm saying? So I think they struggled. I do believe when I watched that game, they scored the first, timeout, and it looked like, okay, yeah. So they felt like, it was a 1980 Rocky movie. You know what I mean? And then the real boxer came out. San Francisco, man, they got way better. Their second unit is better than the Jets is right now, man. Right. Man, they might finish last in that division. The Jets.
Okay. We'll bring our guy on here. Let's bring on D-Cod. Let's hope D-Cod's having a better day
third
than
one
Sharp.
on the Eagle fourth.
What's up, fellas? Hey, listen. My boy Scott sent me that information on Shannon Sharp, man. I'm not touching that one. I'm not touching that one at all. So I'm gonna stay away from the Shannon Sharp thing right now. We'll leave that to our private Facebook sports groups. We'll leave that on that one. So I know you guys are finishing up with the NFL. I want to hit on real quick, and JB, you had mentioned about Carolina. Carolina not only is probably the worst team in the league, and Bryce Young is probably playing the second worst, in my opinion, in the league next to Deshaun Watson. I think it's almost like a tie because and the reason I say it is because Deshaun Watson has expectations. Because of what he has done in the league, not because of what he did in college. If you think about the 19-20 season, Deshaun Watson was an all-pro NFL quarterback looking for a superstar, not stardom, superstar. So that's the only reason why I put him below Bryce. But to your point, though, JB, Bryce looked bad. He looked really bad. He looked indecisive. The throws that he made in college on the run are not there. I think the speed is bothering him. I think the talent around him is bothering him. And if they don't get him some help, now, he has the quarterback acumen, but if he doesn't get any help, he's not going to be an impactful quarterback in the league, and he'll be relegated to Darnold type of misfortune. Darnold came out of USC with all the accolades in the world. He hadn't found his way, and I think this is year 7 for Darnold. And he fell into a situation where the rookie quarterback in Minnesota gets hurt for the season, and he has nobody, breathing down his back. So he's got some talent at wideout. He's got some defensive talent, and he's got a really good offensive line, and he's got running backs that came from Green Bay. So if he doesn't do well this year, that's all on him, and he's not an NFL quarterback. But I believe he'll finish not just from a fantasy perspective, but from the NFL perspective as probably a top 15 quarterback in the league. With the talent he has around him, I'm talking about Darnold, the talent he has around him, and what he's kind of fallen into. So I look forward to seeing Darnold play, and I'm hoping he does well because it'll be a nice reclamation process. So yeah, to your point, the NFL, you're right. Carolina is devoid of talent. They almost have zero talent. But we'll see what happens over these next few weeks. If Bryce doesn't improve, he's just got to get better. Regardless of the talent, he's got to get better.
He might need to change the thing. That's probably what.
He's got to hit open players, man. He missed many guys in the game this past week. And I watched against the Saints. Saints are a good defense, but they're not the 85 Bears. They're not the 78 Steelers. And he looked a little shit. Now I'll tell you, I'll give you a little tidbit here regarding him. Last year, I forget the player. I think it was a receiver. I guess they were playing some hip hop music in the locker room, and Bryce came in and said something along the lines of, "Hey, we don't do that here. We can't do that here. We've got to be more encompassing to all of our players." That turned a lot of players off last year, and I got a feeling that may be something that's going to impact him over this next season. I'm gonna do some more digging and find out a little bit more about it. And I'll let you guys know about it. But that absolutely happened last year, and he turned off a few players that way. And fine, we don't do that here. Dude, you were a rookie. You hadn't done anything. And Nick Saban wasn't in that coaching tree. So and Carolina. So you're not at Bama anymore. You've got to be an adult male football player and see what happens. So we'll see what happens. So I'll make sure I keep you guys posted on that the more I get about that conversation we had last year to see how it resonated this year regarding his play. So I'll keep you posted. But what I wanted to hit on was college football. We're talking about the playoffs. So here's my dark horse, right? My dark horse is out of the ACC. I got 2 of them. I really like Boston College. I like Jim O'Brien, what he's doing in Boston College. Just so you all know, Jim O'Brien is in Boston College because his oldest son has a severe brain disorder. That's why it made it easy for him to leave from New England to Alabama and come back to the East Coast because his oldest son has an issue, and it helps him being there to be there for his son. If you look at Jim O'Brien this past week when they beat he looked happy finally. He didn't look happy in Bama. He looked happy on the sideline. And it wouldn't surprise me that out of the ACC, it's them and it was Boston College and someone else. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a kid named Eli Holson. He was a 4-star quarterback, played at Alabama last year. He went to play for Coach Saban. When Saban, obviously retired, he left there. Look at Eli Holson. Look what he did against Cincinnati this past weekend. They were down 11 points with about 6 minutes to go. He came back, beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati. He's about 6'4", 235. He's legit. So those 2 teams look really good, and I think one of those teams are going to beat Miami. when they play, because both of them play Miami. But the crazy part is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Boston College plays Missouri. Either Pittsburgh plays Missouri this weekend. You all can fact check me on that. One of them played Missouri this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be a big game this weekend. So keep your eyes peeled on that. Pittsburgh looks good at 2-0. Obviously, Boston College looks good at they're 2-0. Not talking about conference-wise, 2-0 conference as well. So we'll see what happens with those two teams. Pittsburgh, Boston College out of the ACC. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled on, because one of them will beat Miami this year. You can mark the tape and do all that stuff to beat JB. So one of those teams will beat Miami.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Absolutely. They both. And the reason why I said they both got good quarterbacks, and I think they got hungry teams. Granted, Pittsburgh just fired their athletic director. I forget her name, but this past week, I don't know what happened, but they terminated her. But she was trying to get on-campus stadium, because right now, of course, they play in Heinz Field. She's trying to get an on-campus stadium, and they were pushing back on it because of NIL. So watch that real closely as well. That's going to be some good stuff to see over the next few weeks. Pittsburgh and Boston College. Keep guys here.
Perfect.
And I know you guys' time is close. I've got to hit the SEC. Here's my 12 teams. The top
12 teams.
The top 16 are going to get, they're going to be the best six.
The whole
then the next
SEC not getting into the playoffs.
No. Here's what I'm calling. I'm calling. Listen. Here's what I'm calling. I'm calling Texas, Ole Miss, Georgia, and Tennessee as locks. Which you have subsequent.
Stop. You know what he's doing. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. I know what you're doing.
No. Listen. Let me finish. No, Brandon, let me finish. No, Brandon, let me finish. Brandon, let me finish. Then there's a tie-in for Bama and LSU, and my issue
LSU
is
ain't
this:
getting
Bama's got Georgia
down there.
Listen. Let me finish. Bama's got Tennessee and they've got Georgia. If they win one of those games, I will propel Bama in that top 12. But they got to win it first. They got Tennessee on the road and they got Georgia at home. And believe me, I just saw Alabama. I just saw Bama in person. I just saw them in person. They look like shit. Penalties, turnovers, quarterback play, offensive line play. They couldn't have played worse than they played last year at South Florida when they were down there in South Florida. It was a mirror image of that game.
Well, at least they got it out of the way.
Now, well, here's the thing. Does that propel you or does that expose some things, right? Because Proctor is not playing yet, the left tackle out of Iowa. He hurt his shoulder, so he's week to week. So now if Bama beats Georgia or Tennessee, I'm going to propel them into the playoffs. But they got to beat them first, man. They got Tennessee in Tennessee, and they got Georgia at home. So that's going to be the difference, man. But they're going to kick the shit out of Wisconsin this weekend, by the way. I think they're 11-point favorites, if I remember right.
15.5.
Take Bama and
15.
Is it 16.5? Who's at 10.5? Then okay, I was thinking somebody else.
15.
I'm not going to take that many points up in Camp Randall, but I'm definitely taking Bama money line this weekend for sure. But I'm going to tell you, if they beat Tennessee or Georgia, because we got Georgia week 4, which is not this weekend, but next weekend, you beat one of those two teams, Bama's a lock for playoffs. Not a guess, but a lock for playoffs. And then who knows what may happen at that point. So no, Brandon, I'm not doing the old humble deal. I'm just being realistic about it. No. I just said they gotta beat. No. Go back to the tape. I told you. No. Brandon, we talked. I said everybody was knocking them after South Florida. I said, don't be surprised if they're in the playoffs. And JB, you sent me that link, and that was exactly what I said. Don't be surprised. Everybody's knocking my boys, and I told you all that my guy was going to be the starting quarterback. I said he's going to take him to the Thomas land. He almost did. So no, I'm just being realistic, man. They got having Tennessee in Knoxville, and then Georgia at home. Win one of those games, you're locked in the playoffs. Mark the tape. But you got to win one of them. You can't lose them both, man.
All right.
You can't lose them both. All right.
I know you guys got
stuff going on. Listen. Let me tell you this. Don't even get me started on Notre Dame because my
John,
brother he talks so much crazy
John, don't
about
play
Notre.
into it.
No. Listen, bottom line is Bama beats Tennessee or Georgia, either or both. Then the playoffs is a lot.
Take the banner.
But listen, I know you. I don't know about the banner. I think you know what, you got some nerve. You got some nerve, Brandon. But listen, I'll chime in with you guys on Facebook. I'm at my cousin's here in Anderson.
I know we had a
He's
concert.
got
The
a
video
horse
might
race.
get pulled for this. We can hear the music. Well, then there's the call to the post, folks.
Yeah.
We've got 5 horses.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Hey, they're doing big things now. They're running till about 10 o'clock tonight. So I may have some fun.
We need to get a show
Just as FYI.
Wow.
Listen, JB, you need to come out here, man. You gotta have. It's your birthday week, man. Come on. You gotta make it happen, man. I'll chime in with you guys on Facebook, man. You guys be safe. Love the show. Thanks for the opportunity to speak out, man. And y'all be safe, okay?
We'll do.
Absolutely.
All right, fellas.
All right, that's DCOT. That's DCOT. John, that's DCOT. That's DCOT playbook Alabama 101 right there. Go ahead and just set that shit. They ain't nothing. And then he just throughout the season they slowly start working their way up there.
Yeah. They got those 2 tough games, or they win one of those games.
They're not even in the playoffs right now. They're not. I thought you said he had the whole SEC in the top 12.
Right. Like, no,
the SEC
man,
tournament. That's what it is. The SEC college football tournament. Oh, man. All right, let's go into college football. So while we're here, we might as well, right? We got to bring our guy on here. Let me see if I can find his.
The fact that I'm the dirtiest player in the game. The dirtiest. I'm writing up books right now. The dirtiest player in the game. I will stop at nothing to stay on top. Stop at nothing. I will not move out of that big house. I will drive nothing but Mercedes or Rolls Royce. I will go nowhere on a commercial airliner. I will ride in nothing but limousines. And I will make love to nothing but the best looking women in the world. You know why? Because I'm a winner at all costs.
He may be a winner at all costs, but he wasn't a winner of all costs last week. Tanner Penrod, welcome to the show.
What's going on, fellas? How we doing?
Welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be on here.
It's good to see you didn't go to jail up in Chicago this past weekend.
No, we didn't go to jail, but had a rough one up there. We'll just say that.
I was looking for Clay Holmes. I didn't know if you got a hold of him.
No, he didn't pitch that day, so I didn't get in there.
Hey, is somebody yelling in the background, or is that the TV?
Oh, you might hear something. Do you hear it yelling in the background?
Oh yeah, it's loud.
Is it loud?
Yeah.
I'm trying to cancel that out. All right.
I mean, DCOT was playing Miley Cyrus background for us when we were on, so I thought we were going to get canceled on
Is it
Facebook.
still out? How are we doing now? Still out, or we good?
You're good. You're good now. You're good.
Okay.
Boys, let's talk college football. I got it on the Facebook right now. Let's talk. Let me get this damn thing on. Last week, Tanner, 5-6. Me, 6-5. Jonathan Birdsong leading the way, baby. 8-3. JB, birthday boy, a strong week.
Yeah,
the sun shines to the dog's ass every now and then, man. So,
shit.
but like, no, man.
12-9, 13-8. I would say Tanner's 11-10, above 500. Birdsong 13-8-1. Me 12-9-1. I'll give you credit. Hey, everybody's still above 500. There we go. 2 weeks in.
Yeah. Awesome.
But yeah, JB 8-3. Take your victory lap. Get your flowers.
Nah, man.
That's a good round.
I kind of leaned into the Notre Dame game. I watched Northern Illinois play the week before. They played another mid-major kind of school and like throttled them. And you kind of like that's what the big boys do. They play mid-major, other mid-majors, and throttle, man. You kind of have to kind of pay attention to that, man. I thought Washington was gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? But, like, no, man, they covered, and, you know what I'm saying, Notre Dame is in shambles.
Yeah, what do you think there, Tanner? Notre Shame.
Yeah,
Right
they played bad. I think.
Well, it ain't like Notre Dame. Who they got next this week? They got Purdue.
Boiler up.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a trap game necessarily, but I mean,
looking ahead. No.
I think they weren't looking ahead. I think they overlooked their opponent. They weren't looking ahead. I mean, their defense is always there. I just feel like that offense is always. That's always just their last couple of years. They can't get anybody to score. They can't score.
The quarterback makes sense.
I think it's a quarter.
I think it's an issue.
I think the quarterback might. That's my thing. Hopefully that Lloyd Carr's nephews or son, whoever they got is developing, and he can be the guy they can go to. Because I hate grabbing these portal one guys and out. I don't think that's the way.
Can we fly down and get Arch? Can we fly down to Texas and get Arch up here?
I know. I mean, like, he would have been starting if he was up there. I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on,
right.
Arch under the arch?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, right. So I just think
they didn't have enough money.
Bad. Yeah. Just bad execution out there.
Damn. All right, fellas. Well, college football-wise, my bracket I put out already earlier in the week. Every week after the college football season, I update my bracket with the latest college football playoff. I still have –
Where do you got Lane Train?
Well, here we go. My 1 seed is still Georgia. My 2 seed is still Ohio State. My 3 seed is Utah. Boys, still looking out, but that Big 12 has got 6 ranked teams in it. 6 ranked teams out of that Big 12.
That Big 12 is good.
And the 4 seed, I've got Miami. The U, I still believe in the U, even though, listen, I know I called Clemson dead, and I said take App State plus the 17. And that son of a bitch was 42-0 in the first quarter. They were down.
Yeah.
So, hey, as
I think he put a little boots to asses on that App State game.
Yeah. So I've got let's see here. I've got number 8 Oregon versus number 9 Tennessee. I've got number 5 Texas versus number 12 Boise State. I've got number 7 Ole Miss against number 10 Penn State, who survived Bowling Green. And then I have number 6 Alabama versus Missouri.
That would be a steamer game. Missouri's legit.
Yeah, 100%. So that's my bracket right now. I have at the end of week 2. I know, John, I got to put the standings in. I had a chance to put our rankings in, but bracket-wise, that's where I'm sitting for this week. Boys, let's dive in to the games. What everybody's here for, including us.
Sounds good.
First game, Ball State at number 10, Miami. The line I got, guys, Miami minus 36.5. Jonathan, you will lead us off, Mr. 13 and 8.
Man, that'd be crazy to think Ball State gonna cover, man. No, man. Just go to Miami. Go to you, man. They're probably gonna thunder them, unfortunately. But at least Ball State got that first good home win, right, against Missouri State. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, the U's probably gonna crush.
I'll go next on this one for you, Tanner. I'm gonna take Ball State plus the 36.5 because you know why? Mario Cristobal, even though I have Miami to win the ACC, Mario Cristobal always lays a freaking stinker once a year, right? And whether it's winning or losing a game, or if it's a game that you should win and you barely cover, I think they win 100%. I just don't think they cover 36.5. I'm getting 36.5 for Ball State. Shit, it may be 42-0 in the first quarter. I may be looking idiot, but I'm getting 36 from my alma mater. I'd be damned if I didn't take them and think Mario Cristobal, maybe you can lay a little bit of an egg and win 31-0, 34-0. I still win this. Give me Ball State. Tanner?
Oh, what?
Well, let's just start with the bad.
Oh,
Ball State's 1-7 straight up in their last 8 games on the road. They're 5-11 straight up in their last 16.
It's not great.
And they're 3-10 straight up in their last 13 games in September. But not so fast.
Oh.
The last 7 games, Ball State is 7-0 against the spread.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
They've also went under 15 of the last 20 games. So if you want to go this, but the line, why I'm going Ball State, they're going to keep it going. Ball State's 5-0 against their spread in their last 5 games against an opponent in the ACC. So give me the Cardinals. Chirp, chirp. Got to give a shout out to my dad. He's like, what are you doing tonight? I was like, we'll probably watch this Yankees game and got this podcast. He's like, what? Give me some games. He said 36.5. Too many points. Take the Cardinals. I said, all right, we'll do.
Love it. There we go.
And then I did. And then did some digging, found some stats. I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Love it. Love it. Got it, man. 36.5 to us. You cannot trust the Mario Cristobal team. You just can't. He lays the egg once a year. I just hope it's this week. So, next game, guys, number 18, Notre Dame, -12 on the road at Purdue. Tanner, start us off.
I'll go. Yep. I'll make it short and sweet. Give me Purdue +12.
Oh,
I'm riding them.
Go.
What?
Here we go.
I think Notre Dame
is this a reverse jinx?
Ball State's, Notre Dame's not bouncing back this quick. Purdue plays them tough there every fudging time. I think it's going to be like 27-20 at Purdue. So give me Purdue covering the 12. Notre Dame wins the game. It's going to be tighter than what
people
think.
If you take this, you forfeit your right to bitch at Purdue next week.
Ever.
Okay, ever. I'll at least give it 1 week. You can't bitch at him for 1 week.
Oh, yeah. 1 week.
Deal.
I didn't bitch at them this week. They covered me. See? When they don't cover me, I can't say
shit, they
anything.
didn't play this past week. Yeah, exactly. They didn't cover anything.
Yeah, see? And that's another reason I like an extra week to prepare. So give me Purdue all day long.
All right. I'm going to take Notre Dame -12. I think you got to right the ship. Freeman's got to figure it out. The fan base ain't going to be very happy if you go up to Ross 8 and lay an egg, especially with it being a close game location-wise. I think Notre Dame wins the game. I think they cover the game. I think they win by at least 14. I think the problem is, do you have a quarterback? Riley Leonard's more of a running back.
Right.
It seems like, not a quarterback. That's my only concern.
They got Miami of Ohio the next week 4. That's the game I feel like they're going to blow Miami of Ohio out by 6.
Oh, wow.
Oh, here we go. John, you got a Purdue, you got a Notre Dame. Where you breaking it at?
I got feel like a champion, man. Going with Notre Dame, man. They gotta pick up a win here. They gotta pick up wins in order to take it seriously. I get that they're still the 18th ranked team in the nation, but they gotta get wins. And it's a middle level team like Purdue in the Big Ten. You know how the committee looks at that. So I got Notre Dame winning this one.
Okay. Next game we got here, guys, is number 20 Arizona at number 14 Kansas State. Kansas State 7.5-point favorites. I'm going to go Kansas State on this to cover the 7.5. I'm just a big fan of Avery Johnson, and I'm not talking about the San Antonio Spurs Avery Johnson, who played back in the 90s. Avery Johnson, quarterback, damn near could have been a Heisman candidate this year. I'm a believer in him. I'm a believer in this K-State football team. I think they get it done. I think this is their year. Kansas is having a great year themselves. Arizona's having a great year themselves. But I think on the road, Arizona, welcome to the Big 12. You got to go to Manhattan. I don't like it. Give me Kansas minus, not 7.5. John.
Yeah, it's going to be an all-out on me kind of game, man. But like I said, I'm going with the home team. I favor Kansas State to win this game.
Tanner.
All right. Not so fast.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you what, this is my 3rd time. If you bet underdogs and you're a bettor, you'll never see a bookie. So give me that. Give me Arizona. I know K-State runs the ball about 8 yards a carry. They're going to run it. And I'll butcher that Arizona's quarterback name. I'm just going to, whatever it is, Alfalfa, whatever that last name is, can't say it. He's going to keep them in the game. They're losing by less than a touchdown. Give me Arizona.
Okay. Next one. Number 4, Alabama, 15.5-point favorites at Wisconsin, at above the Mason-Dixon line. Finally, Alabama. I didn't know they knew that north of the United States still existed. Jonathan, start us off.
Man, wouldn't this be a feather in the cap for Luke Fickle?
Yes.
If he could get the program back going, man, I'm going to go. I know it's crazy, man. I'm going to go the other route, man. I know everybody's probably thinking Bama's going to go up there and crush, man. I'm going with Wisconsin, man, to shock the world.
Okay. I'm going to go Alabama. Spend that $1 on beer. Or, give me that Alabama Roll Tide up there in Camp Randall.
I'm going to roll with you. The first fave I'll take. I think as Roll Tide Willie says, Blitz, Bama, Blitz. It's going to be a little bit of a bloodbath up there. Bama's winning this one by 17 or more.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the tie.
About nothing but the tie.
Nothing but the tie.
About ties. Yeah.
Roll
Give
Tide.
me that. Give me the Tide.
All right.
Give me the Tide.
Roll that Tide. Next one. Number 24, Boston College. The darlings of the ACC right now at number 6, Missouri. 16.5-point favorites, Missouri out of the SEC. Is it too many points? Tanner, we'll go to you first.
This is the one game that I'm torn between because I think it's going to be super close towards the end, like for the cover. I think if Missouri covers, it's going to be a late one, and they're going to cover late. If it happens, Bill O'Brien's got them playing hard up there at both BC. But I think I was talking earlier. I said Missouri's the real deal. Give me Missouri. I think they cover this one.
John.
I like Missouri to cover.
Okay. I'm going to take Missouri as well. I think they cover it. It was the toughest game for me to pick of them all. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, me too. That was me, yeah.
Now, watch on Saturday. I may go out and put this damn thing on and put some money actually on Boston College to cover the spread. So we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, if I change it then. But as right now, yeah, we're all three on Missouri. Next one, Civil War, number 9, Oregon. 14-point favorites at Oregon State going to Corvallis. Fellas, when the hell are the Oregon Ducks going to wake up? 2 weeks into the season, they ain't woke up yet. This has got a Big Ten hangover coming to the conference. I got to feel like this has got to be the game to do it.
Are they going to keep this rivalry going, or is this the last one for a minute?
Well, it depends how they do. You get your ass beat Corvallis, you may delay it for a bit.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who's going first, but I'll start it off.
Go ahead, give us the start.
I'm gonna go Beavers. I told you, give me those underdogs, because I don't know when they're gonna play it again. They're gonna come out playing well. It's like you said, Oregon's been playing like trash to start the season. I don't know if it's gonna get it any easier. Definitely, Oregon State's gonna be playing like it's their national championship in their home stadium. It's going to be rocking. I don't know if it's a night game, but if it is a night game, watch out, Ducks. You might even lose.
I'll look it up for you. Jonathan, go ahead while I look this up.
Yeah, it's going to, the Pac-12 just went away, and that's the Pac-2. Right?
3:30.
So this game,
3:30.
This game out there,
that's saving Oregon a little bit.
Yeah, this game out there really means a lot to both of these programs, regardless of what conference they're playing in. As we know, they recruit each other's players, and you fall on one side, and there you go. It's just a shame they're not going to be playing, every year over year anymore. Twice or whatever. That being said, man, Oregon has not looked strong. Last 2 weeks out, man. I kind of want to go Oregon State on this one, man. So that's what I'm going with, man.
Oh my God.
Oregon State.
I've got Oregon State as well because Oregon has not proved to me yet anything that they're ready to play this season. And with possibly being the last time, if the last time playing for a bit, you got to think they're going to come out in Corvallis and play well. Cover 14 at home, I think they can do that at least. So give me Oregon State as well. I don't know if it's good for us, boys. We're all three on it. So next one, we're going to go Apple Cup. We're going to move right up the road there. Apple Cup season. Washington State at Washington, another rivalry, old Pac-12 style. John, start us off. Washington -4 against the Cougs.
Pretty simple. Washington.
Okay. I'm going to take Washington snap hook as well.
All right, I'll snap hook it for you if we need to go quick. I just think it's going to be – I think Washington State's got too much to – I know Washington lost a lot, and so does Washington State, but I think that Cam Ward was that was their bread and butter up there at Washington State. So by losing that, I think Washington short. It's not much. I think that new coach got some players in there. He hit the portal a little bit harder, I think, than Washington State. So I like Washington.
Okay. Next game, Colorado -7.5 at Colorado State. This game was a great game last year on Fox at night. We watched.
Yep.
John,
yeah, that was a killer double overtime.
Yeah, it was. John, I'll let you start us. Colorado -7.5. The hook. What do you like?
Man, Prime got to stop overusing players, man. You know, can't be having players, you know, man, your prime, not, no pun intended, your prime players, you know what I'm saying, on the sidelines or in med check, you know what I'm saying. I still like Deion to win, you know what I'm saying, and Colorado to win this game. Very porous on defense. They're very porous on defense. You know what I'm saying? They look like a daggone arena football team on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Well, trenches on both sides.
Yeah, but like no, I don't necessarily think Colorado State's it's not their best year. They're bouncing back from last year. You know what I'm saying? So no, like no, man, Colorado. I think they pick up the dub.
Okay, Tanner.
I'm gonna go dog here. Give me the Rams. Deion has proved me that he can't do shit on the road. He sucks on the road. Got drilled at Nebraska. Shouldn't have took him there. That was dumb. Until he can prove that they can win until they can prove that there's something on the road. And like I just said, they're terrible in the trenches on offense and defensively in the trenches. Line on both sides. They can't run the ball at all. And they can't stop anybody. Deion probably have a better chance if he had a year of eligibility. He'll have to put it on the damn pads out there and maybe play some more defense for him. So, with that said, give me the Rams plus 7.5.
I'm questioning, guys. I want to know, do you guys know, does Colorado State, or didn't they return everybody? Didn't they not lose a single person in the portal this year because they wanted to play out here for the Rams and they wanted to have a winning season? And I think I read that they have brought everybody back. Nobody left in the portal. I think they got a bad taste in their mouth. The way that ended last year, they want to shut this Colorado team up. Like you said, Tanner, this team has no run game. It's all passing. The offensive line don't block worth a shit. The defense don't play worth a shit. And Deion's just out causing enemies. You know, bitching at the media. I don't think he's all there.
He just told him not to play a fight song when his son throws a touchdown and play his rap song.
Play the rap song. What are we doing out there?
Yeah.
John, what did I tell you? He is going to leave this program in a worse condition than it was when he took over. They were 1-11.
I'm telling you, if he somehow goes 7-5 and they have a winning record, and that Florida State job opens up, he's out.
I will be a Colorado Buffs fan when he leaves. Mark it.
Yeah.
I'll get the hat and all. I'll like the Buffs because you know what? You're starting from scratch. Let's go. Because he is ruining this team. Absolutely ruining.
I thought he would do something in the portal to get some offensive and defensive interior linemen, and he got nobody.
Shit, no, he went around and did his own little media press. Give me Colorado State plus the 7.5. They got something to prove. Any rebuttal,
John? We'll let you switch it.
John, what's your thoughts on Colorado? Let's hear this some more. I want to know.
Yeah, you could. John, you could always change last minute too if you want.
No, I'm not going to change. I told you. I thought after game one, Deion knows what kind of team he got. He knows he has a team that has to play at its highest level to beat anybody, whether it's a mid-major or a high major. You know what I'm saying, or a high major. I think he knows he has an overusage on, you know, of the talent that he has. His son at Horn, and you know what I'm saying, and that's the reason why they got hurt. You know what I mean? You got them trying to lift the heavy lift, and like you ain't got trenches. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got trenches guys. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got guys that can push. You know what I'm saying? To get a running game going. Yeah. So, nah, man, they're gonna win games. But unfortunately, they're going to be losing games, too, because, again, he doesn't – you know what I'm saying? and you can see the deficiencies they have on defense.
Right.
And we know in football now, in this day and age, the offensive minded league, you know what I'm saying? They'll eat that defense that he had that secondary alive. You know what I'm saying? I get the guy, the kid, the two-way player, you know what I'm saying? But like it can't just be him. It can't just be sure do. It can't just be those two. You know what I'm saying?
He's got weapons on the outside, but that's the problem. They know they can't run the ball, so all the opposing teams do is pin their ears back, bring a blitz. That offensive line, they just he's on the run.
That offensive line can't block anything.
Yeah, can't.
So
can't run block, can't pass block, can't. Yeah.
John, let's go to the next one. Indiana -3 at UCLA. Signetti throwing up 77 last week. I know you're happy with that.
Yeah, you got to be if you are UCLA, you have to be concerned. Not that 77 is going to get dropped on you. I think they got enough push that they won't get 77 put on them. But you have to be concerned. You know what I'm saying? They didn't look good. UCLA did not look good. They beat Hawaii, but they were down at the half.
Yeah,
Hawaii.
Yeah, they haven't looked good.
You have to be concerned. If you're from IU standpoint, man, this is a game you don't really want to lose, man. Like these West Coast games, like how much does it cost you to take the team out there? Like, it's gonna be a lot of pompous saying, "Oh man, great, we out in California." And right now you favorite. I think that IU wins, right? But like, man, they got to go out there. Like every time we have to play UCLA, and vice versa when UCLA has to come out here out east, man. Like, you ain't going out there for some quacks and giggles, man. You know what I mean? Y'all got to go out there and win because like think about how much it costs to move all that whatever. We ain't going down to West Lobby. We're not going to Illinois. You know what I'm saying? They got to. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me.
Like,
when I see those, it's going to happen this round to interrupt you. But when I see those West Coast schools, and if they have to play a noon kickoff, which is 9 o'clock their time, you better bet your ass I'm taking that every Big Ten school every time. Those West Coast teams won't be ready for that early kickoff. You're talking 9 a.m. their time, and they travel on a day like that, they're going to be good.
100%. That's why I like it. I like it as well.
Yeah.
Give me the Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Tanner, you got the Hoosiers as well?
I'm actually going to go the opposite way. I'm going to take UCLA plus 3. Give it to me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this game's going to be tight.
Okay. Sorry, I was reading Colorado State.
Yeah.
I'm still on the Colorado State thing. I was reading a little blurb about them. They got 7 starters on offense returning, 7 on defense returning. They didn't lose anybody to the portal. Give me Colorado State. I love it. So. Love it. I ain't fucking changed it.
Yep. Me too.
Last game, number 1, Georgia, -23.5 at Kentucky. I don't know where to go on this one because I think Kentucky's obviously not the greatest team. I think Georgia would stomp them, but is Georgia really going to go out and stomp that ass, or are they just going to do a Kirby Smart mess around and win by 20?
Right.
I guess I'll take Georgia and hope they get a pick 6 that covers it. So give me Georgia.
I like that. Your thought process, man. I like Georgia and this one, man. Yeah, Kentucky's been lost a lot in the last 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just talking about Calipari. You know what I mean? But no, man. Kentucky's lost a lot to the NFL and to transfer themselves, man. So no, there's no way. Man, they might get 30 rolls. You never know, Brandon. But I'm going with Georgia.
Okay, Tanner.
I'm the same way with. I'm going Georgia too. Last year I thought Kentucky would end this game being 5-0, played them, and then they got absolutely dog walked, 51-13. As much as I think Kentucky's always in there, I just looked up last time they were winning 34-7 at halftime. So every time I think Kentucky's got something, they really don't. When they play Georgia, it's completely different. So Georgia, dogs, baby.
All right,
who's that coming down the tracks?
Red and black attack. All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tanner, anything else before we let you go, man? We'll give you a couple minutes here if you got anything NFL wise.
I don't have.
Any surefire picks you like already that we don't talk about this weekend?
I haven't thought. I'm not going to give out that Wyoming. I like Wyoming again, but they hosed me last time. And
I've got a couple.
So,
I've got one for you. I've already started doing my research. I started doing my research on Mondays. So, couple I like, Tanner, here.
yeah.
Outside of the games we talked about, I do like Texas A&M minus 4.5.
Okay.
I fell into the trap because this damn team they're going to the swamp to take on Florida. I think Florida's just shit. I've been against Billy Napier the entire last few years. I think the Aggies, even though I hate the quarterback Wigman, I think the Aggies cover that 4.5 easy. But my favorite two picks, I like Pitt plus 2.5 against West Virginia.
Yep.
Eat shit, Pitt. Yeah, that rivalry's back.
Yep.
I like that one. And also my favorite, Miami Ball State over 54 points.
Okay.
Maybe LSU minus 7.
I was trying
That's
to,
my third favorite.
Yeah, Wyoming's catching 11 at home against BYU. That's the one I was looking at.
Okay.
That's my lean. If I had, it's not a lock, but if I was leaning, that's a lean I like. I was looking at these.
How concerned are you for your quarterback or your running back, Christian McCaffrey?
I'm not. They look damn good with not him back there. I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean, play the Jets.
I don't care. Well, that's Rodgers' first game back. If you don't, Jets are going to go probably about 10-7. Watch them.
Okay. You hear it, John. You hear it.
What do you think about your Steelers?
We're all right. Quarterback will get figured out. We'll figure that quarterback out. I think Justin Fields is the guy. Defense bailed us out once again, and Boswell's just being Boswell.
I know everybody's dogging the Bengals because of the way they look, but they were getting 6. I think the line's been pounded down to 5, but if you can get Bengals plus 6 against the Chiefs, I like Bengals.
I'm looking right now. Let's see. I got it at 5 right now on DraftKings.
Yeah, it's been banged down a little bit. That 6 line was perfect. I would have took it there.
Yeah.
And then I think this line's went down a little bit too, but I think the Texans they might just blow out the Bears.
Oh, John. I mean, don't do that to John now. He's a big believer.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, they might just blow out the Bears. That defense kept them in that game. Will Levis threw that thing into them. So, yeah, you're telling me you're 14 for 29 and you have 93 yards, and now you're going to go against a stacked D like this Texans have, and he's got to play on the road?
Yeah, you want to – now this one's a little bit out there, but if you like putting a little bit of future bet on, right now in DraftKings, you can grab the Colts at minus 2.5 at home against the Bears before it gets to 3.
I kind of like it.
I do too.
Actually, not gonna lie.
I do like it. Minus 2.5. It'll be 3 when it starts Monday. So you want to get it at 2.5 now?
Oh yeah.
Get it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that's fair. I like it.
Yep. 100%. So
that's all I got. Oh, what about Raw going to 2 hours? That's what I was going to get.
Yeah, Raw 2 hours. I don't mind it. I think we get a lot of slop. I think we get a lot of freaking commercials. So I think we'll get a lot more action.
Yeah.
You get the 2 hours in.
That's what I'm saying.
You're leading into Netflix.
I'm good with it. Yep.
Hey man, I was happy to see. Now John will mark out and be a hater on this shit, but it was always good to see like the Hitman Hart back in the ring. So my favorite all the time, Bret Hart. So
yeah, the excellence of execution. Man. Yeah, come on.
John's a hater, huge. Yeah, I never seen a guy more big a hater in my life.
He's probably more of an Owen Hart fan.
Man, Bret Hart is in the top 18.
Stop it! That is ridiculous.
Yeah. I think I might just get off here after that.
Now I will say, Gunther talking about his favorite wrestler being Bill Goldberg. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
because Bret Hart never does an interview without talking shit about Bill Goldberg.
Right.
Oh wow. He said that really?
Oh
yeah. He said, "Now my favorite wrestler, my favorite wrestler of all time is still Bill Goldberg," and I got a pop.
Yeah, that's the one that. It's pretty much ended Bret's career. Bill Goldberg.
Right.
It's damn shame is what it was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't mind the 2 hours. I like Bad Blood's coming out. I think we'll get Roman back this Friday. I think it is SmackDown season premiere on USA because they're off Fox now for good. Fox is gone. So
they're off. Okay, so it's all USA.
It's all USA until I believe they either keep it there or it goes to Netflix. One of the two, but it's gone off Fox now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So,
all right.
Wyatt 6, I liked it.
I do too.
John's a little mixed on that still. He is.
Man, all right. You got to get over it.
That's what you get, man. All right, Tanner. Appreciate you, my man. Good luck this week. We'll put the picks out. Hey, you see anything you really like, shout me out on Twitter. We'll ride with you.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
See ya.
Later, fellas.
All right, that's Tanner Penrod, John. He sounded like he was at a ball game or something in the background. But
something, man. They're going to be watching the Yankees later.
Yep, definitely he'll be watching the Yankees. Man, the playoff race. Let's talk baseball real quick before we get off. My wife's yelling at me, but let's talk baseball.
Don't get in trouble.
She's ready for dinner already. Baseball playoff race, John. We got the AL East is heating up. Yankees, Orioles, separated by half a game for the division. Guardians are up 4 games on the Royals in the Central, and then Astros are up 4.5 on the Mariners there. In the NL, Mets 7 games back of the Phillies. Mets had a huge win today, John, in their game against Toronto. They were down. I'm sorry, John. They were getting no hit going into the 9th inning today. They scored 6 runs in the 9th and won. So how do you go from getting no hit for 8 innings, then you in the last inning you score 6 runs and win the ball game? That's crazy.
Right.
Brewers up 8.5 in the Central. That's pretty much a wrap. And then Dodgers and Diamondbacks and Padres are all battling out there in the NL West. So we're getting into 10. We're September. Baseball's going to be starting on the menu. Division races, playoff races. We'll be talking a lot more on top of everything else that we're talking. But, yeah, I thought it was a great show tonight, John. I do want to wish you again happy birthday, man. I said, what can I do for JB? So I thought putting that little Canva post together, a little graphic for yesterday, I thought that was pretty good. A lot of people liked it.
No, that was cool, man. I appreciate it, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Wishing me a happy birthday, man. I just sometimes you got to, like, when you get to this point, man, you got to pinch yourself, make sure you're like, hey, man, I really am 50 now. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man.
Secret?
What's up?
And what's today? September, so October, November. Less than 4 months, 5 months, 4 months. I'll be turning 40, so I'll hit the 40 mark.
Oh man, you get enlightened then too, man. It was awesome. It was awesome turning 40.
You got
man.
out, I'm getting in.
So. There you go. But no, man, I thought it was a great show. I know we didn't really talk about, you know, we're a local show here in local India. I know we didn't really talk a whole lot of WNBA, man. Kaylin Clark and Aaliyah Boston and the crew are you know, big game. You know, winning streak galore. They can't seem to beat Minnesota, man. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, so just as the WNBA is expanding and getting bigger, so is the, you know what I'm saying, the Indiana Fever in the rankings, man. So, like, dude, locked into the playoffs. And, you know what I'm saying, it makes for more content, makes for more, you know, more talk, you know what I'm saying? Kaylin Clark, Rookie of the Year, hands down, Kaylin Clark, MVP candidate, won't necessarily win. Like, no, man, definitely want to tap in with that. But, like, no, man, it was a great show, man. We want to thank Scott K. Nichols State Farm Insurance for being our show sponsor. Man, we want to thank all the homies for calling in. Tanner Penrod for calling in with the pick, and the homie D-Cop for calling in with the deep SEC plot to get all the SEC teams into the college football playoff, man. But, like, no, it was a great show. We're gonna continue to have great shows. Probably. A few surprises coming up. You know what I'm saying? I always say that, but you know, check our social media, man, for those surprises, man. It might be on next week's show. It might be on the morning. I go live with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Whoever. But no, man, I can't wait. Like, Brandon, college basketball is right around the corner, man. And even with that, our homie, friend of the program, our Hall of Famer Matt Gaddis will be coming back, you know what I'm saying, checking back in with us, man. So, like, you know, sports don't stop, and now that does Brandon Reed and Jonathan Burson, man. So with that being said, man, I think I thanked everybody enough, man. I'm gonna just keep on. I'll leave you with this, man. I'm just gonna keep on living, just like my man said. Dazed and Confused, man. Keep on living. LIVIN.
All right.
All right. But that being said, man, thanks everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show.